A new month means new content for Pokemon Go. I'm going to go over everything you need to know about September in Pokemon Go. We have some amazing raid bosses, including a new legendary shiny. So let's jump into it. So for the 5-star raid bosses, we are going to see from September 3rd to September 14th, Kyogre. And then from September 14th to September 26th, Groudon. And then from September 26th to October 4th, Zacian. Notice all of them there can be shiny, including Zacian for the first time ever in Pokemon Go. This is going to be an exciting shiny hunt. Now, Kyogre is a top water type raid attacker and the top water type in its primal form. You won't get primal energies from these raids. They're just regular raids, and it won't have its signature move Origin Pulse. However, Surf is a pretty good second for a charge move. It's also a decent Pokemon for the Master League, so a good one to get for sure. Groudon is a top ground type raid attacker and the top ground type in its primal form. Same issue as Kyogre, you won't get primal energy and it won't have its legacy move Precipice Blades. But again, Earthquake here is a decent runner-up charge move. It's also a good Pokemon for the Master League, but you generally want both of its elite TM only moves. That's Precipice Blades and Fire Punch. Now, both of these are very good Pokemon to go after. I will say Groudon is one that you will probably use more as a raid attacker. That ground typing just comes in handy more often than Kyogre's water typing, but both good ones to have for sure. And then Zacian is a good fairy type Pokemon for the Master League. It doesn't have a fairy fast move, so it's not the best as a fairy type raid attacker with just the fairy charge move. Play Rough, that is its only fairy move. It is pretty bulky and spammy, but it also can be technical to run in GBL with its mix of moves. So if you're looking for a really good fairy for Master League, Florges from Fulbebe is honestly a better option, but this is a really fun legendary to chase. It is fun to use in the Master League, you just have to learn it a little bit. And of course, this is its shiny debut, so I know I will be doing as many Zacian raids as I can hunting that shiny. But right now, let's take a look at the raid hours we're going to have for September. So you can see for each of Kyogre and Groudon, we're going to get 2 raid hours. On September 4th, it will be Kyogre. On September 11th, we'll have Kyogre again. And then on September 18th and September 25th, we are going to have Groudon. There is no raid hour for Zacian in here. That's because Zacian overlaps into October. So I assume we're going to have the raid hour for Zacian at the beginning of October. Now, in terms of mega raids for September, we're going to start off with Mega Absol from September 3rd to September 14th, then Mega Houndoom from September 14th to September 26th, and then Mega Gardevoir from September 26th to October 4th. Now, in terms of these megas, Mega Absol is a decent dark type raid attacker, but Mega Houndoom is better, so you might want to wait for that, but definitely you want to have a good one of each so that you can mega them when they're appropriate to get those candy bonuses. Mega Gardevoir is a top fairy type raid attacker, with the second being Shadow Gardevoir, and it's also a good psychic type raid attacker, and then Gardevoir itself is a spice pick in the Master League, especially as a shadow. Now note, all of these can be shiny, and it is good, as I said, to have a decent one of each mega because they can get you those candy bonuses. So if you're missing any of these, definitely get at least one so you have it for the mega and enough mega energy to be able to mega it. Now for the legendary shadow boss for the weekends, we are going to have Shadow Raikou returning. Shadow Raikou is a great electric type raid attacker. It's a bit of an expensive one to power up, but it can also be shiny here, so definitely a fun one to hunt for sure. All right, now let's take a look at the spotlight hours we're going to have this month, and then we'll take a look at the max battles, the bosses that will be premiering in the max battles, and then we'll also go over all the events that are happening in September. But starting with those spotlight hours, we had Wooloo on September 3rd with 2x Evolution XP. On September 10th, we're going to have Jupiter with 2x Catch Stardust. And then on September 17th, we're going to have 2x Catch XP for Wobbuffet. And then on September 24th, we're going to have 2x Catch Candy for Machop. I'm sorry this video is coming out a bit late, so the Wooloo Spotlight Hour already happened, but it is spawning a lot in the wild, and its evolution Dubwool is a bit of a spice pick in Great League and Ultra League. It did get nerfed, so it's not as good as it used to be, but still a fun one if you want to try and get a good one. It's spawning a lot in the wild, as I said, so you don't really need the Spotlight Hour, and it can now be shiny, so a fun one to hunt there. Jupiter evolves into Arachnid, which can be a spice pick in the Great League. It is very bulky, but it can be hard to use with its reliance on those status moves. Now Machamp from Machop is back on top in the Great League and Ultra League, and a bit of a spice pick in Master League thanks to the season's buffs. Now for the moves, you want both its legacy moves now. That's the fast move Karate Chop and the legacy charge move Stone Edge. That's because of the new nerfs and buffs that happened this season. And it does run better as a shadow, which is also true for using it as a raid attacker. So this Spotlight Hour is definitely better for farming those Machop candies. Okay, now let's talk about the new battles, max battles. Now you can see up here, we are going to get all the Kanto starters as well as Wooloo and Squovit. The starters here are going to be key for sure. You can evolve them as well. So powering them up for completing higher tier max battles that are coming in the future will be very handy. Honestly though, I would go after all of these right now. We don't know much about how this meta will work in terms of max battles, so best to be prepared and have at least one of each of these. Now if you want to know more about these max battles and this whole system, I do have a video about that coming out soon, so be sure to check back for that. We will also get a special research story that will get us our first Dynamax eligible Pokemon, which you will need to complete the first max battles. Now I have heard you will also be able to get a Dynamaxable Wooloo from the walking bonus. I go over more of that in the Dynamax specific video, so be sure to check that one out if you want to know more. All right, now let's talk about all the events coming in September. There is some very exciting stuff here just based on the names. Here is all the events. Starting on September 3rd to September 10th, we have Go All Out. Then from September 10th to September 15th, we have the Go Big event. This is when the max battles are starting. There is going to be an event for max battles, which I assume will come with some bonuses. On September 8th, we are going to have Raid Day for Phalanx from 2 to 5 p.m. That will be its shiny debut, 1 in 10 shiny odds, so a good time to hunt shiny Phalanx there. On September 14th, we are going to have that Community Day for Ponyta, both the Kanto and Galarian form. Then from September 18th to September 22nd, we are having the Psychic Spectacular event returning. And then on September 22nd, we're going to have the Oranguru and Pissimian Research Day. And then from September 26th to October 1st, we have an event called Legendary Heroes. Obviously, this is very much a season of Galar. I can think of 2 big legendary heroes that might be getting special focus here. That is, of course, Zacian and Zamazenta. As we know, Zacian's shiny is now coming, so I assume that means we are also going to get Zamazenta's. Very excited to see what this event ends up being. All right, everybody, that's all the information I have for you in this video. A lot of exciting stuff coming this month and this season, from the Dynamax Pokemon and Dynamax shinies to the Sword and Shield legendaries, Zacian and Zamazenta getting their shiny debuts. I am super hyped for this month. A lot of fun stuff. But right now, let's say a big thank you to our mythical members, Body on a Planet, Kate, and Fallman. Thank you to them for supporting the channel at the mythical level. It really does help out, as well as all of you who watch the videos. Subscribe, hit the like button, comment, come to the live streams, whether you chat or lurk. All of that stuff is super helpful, and I'm extremely grateful for you all. Hope you have a lot of fun during these events. Get yourself some nice shiny legendaries, including that new shiny Zacian. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next one, friends.
I've got something incredibly funky.